YouTube, it's your boy Real Rob, boy, back with another video. See, dealing with a narcissistic individual, you're gonna find yourself in a situation to where wherever you go, whatever you do, however much you getting, however much you got, where you work at, the job description of your work, the job title in which you work, how many hours you getting, how much you gonna be getting paid, will be documented, calculated, and escalated by the narcissist. See, if you are dealing with narcissistic parents, if you are in a relationship with a narcissistic individual, you must know something. Your money is their money also. Your finances is their finances. Your resources are their resources, because these people are completely entitled and they feel as though they own you. So they use money as a form of manipulation in order to control individuals. And one form of manipulation that narcissistic individuals use is extortion. See, narcissistic individuals use extortion in order to obtain your money and your resources so that they can gain control over your life. And by doing this, it gives them a sense of power over you, as though they feel it gives them a sense of power if you let it. So if you are living with a narcissist or have lived with a narcissistic individual, let me tell you something. That job you got, that money you making good money. You got a successful job. You got a good business going. You got good things going on for you. Let me tell you something. The money you make, let me tell you something. Be prepared. If you're living with them, be prepared to give them your portion of the rent. And when I mean your portion of the rent, be prepared to be the one that's paying for most of the rent and most of the utility bills also. If you're living with these individuals, let me tell you something. They're going to partner up with you and say, hey, you know what? Let's get an apartment together. Let's put our money together so that we can put our money together so that we can obtain this rent and so that we can live good. Let me tell you something. You're going to find yourself in a situation to, guess what? You're going to be the only one paying rent. And they knew that they didn't have their portion of the rent, but guess what? They didn't give a fuck about that, because guess what? They're using you. And they're trying to break you financially. They knew they wasn't going to be able to come up with that rent money. So guess what? They use you as bait to fulfill their needs. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. They only care about themselves. If you have bank accounts linked to theirs, if you are involved with these people financially, meaning y'all have shared accounts or joint accounts to where our savings account to where so both of y'all can see how much y'all making. Let me tell you something. Be prepared for them to check your checkings account, your savings account. That money that you got stored away, they gonna take from that. They're gonna steal your money. They're gonna go to banks. They're gonna go behind your bank and talk to the people that's over your accounts to figure out how much they can steal from you. They're gonna try to plan little strategic moves in order to slither their way up in your financial life. They're going to try to make your finances their finances, because they want control over you. If you go on dates with these individuals, if you go on trips with these individuals, if you go shopping with these individuals, be prepared to be the one that's paying a bill at the date. Be prepared to pay for that vacation. Be prepared to pay for all the groceries and be prepared to pay for all the groceries while y'all shopping too, because guess what? They wasn't there on equal terms with you financially. They didn't care about you. They only cared about themselves. They only cared about what you can do for them financially, because the truth is they don't want you to have money, because financial independency equals freedom. They're trying to break you financially. One way for them to break you is by breaking you financially so that you can become codependent and so that you can never depend on anybody but them. And by them doing this, it gives them a sense of power. Because let me tell you something. If you don't provide, if you don't give these people money, let me tell you something. Be prepared to get kicked out the house. Be prepared for them to take them car keys. Be prepared for them to threaten you, because basically you're under contract. Anything that you are financially linked to, they going after it in order to destroy your income. Because if they can break you financially, then they got you. That will give them a sense of power. Because guess what? If they can break you financially, you're going to become codependent. If you don't have an independent mentality, if you don't have a strong will, if you are not naturally ambitious and want it for yourself, if you're not a relentless individual that's going to keep going after life throw obstacles at you, let me tell you something, if you are not relentless behind going and chasing after your dreams and goals, let me tell you something, you're going to open yourself up to a door of codependency, because they're going to snip that out, and they're going to be able to tell that you don't have no dreams and goals. They're going to be able to tell that you're not working towards nothing. They're going to be able to tell that you are procrastinating. They're going to be able to tell that you are lying about saying you're going to be something, but you not taking action behind your words. If you don't take action behind your words, everything you do is a complete lie. You're wasting time, because you are a procrastinator, and you sitting up there saying what you're gonna do, but guess what? You're not doing it because you are afraid of failure, rejection. If you are afraid to fail, if you are afraid of rejection, if you sitting up there talking about you want to be a millionaire or make six figures, and if you're not willing to sacrifice for that, you're codependent. You got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to say, I don't need nobody. I'm going to do this on my own regardless, and I refuse to be codependent. You have to be strong-minded, not weak. They're going to go after your finances and try to break you financially so that you can become codependent on them, and so that you can always rely on them. Because if they can make you codependent, and if you are relying on them for resources, you are giving them power over you. You don't supposed to rely on anybody for your resources or for your income. You supposed to go get it regardless. No excuses, no blaming, no projection. Just go out and get it. Real people don't complain, and real people are not codependent. You are codependent because you was programmed to be codependent, and you allow a narcissistic individual to control you because you was blinded by by money, materialism, and these tangible things that they gave you in order to manipulate you. You're not going forward if you're codependent. You're going backwards. You're not an adult. You're a little girl. You're a little boy if you're codependent. Get out of here. Beat it. You're a loser. And the thing is, you want to know the funny thing about it? They got money. They got money. They got the houses. They got the nice cars. They got the nice clothes. They got good, high-paying jobs. But guess what? They don't care about that because they want your money. See, they after your money because they're after you. Because if they can break you financially, if they can suck you dry your financial income, guess what? They got you. Their plan is to try to destroy you. And one way they can destroy individuals is by breaking them financially and using money as a way to manipulate them. Financial abuse. See, and they will give you money. Like, you need money for the rent, they'll give you money. You like, hey, I need a couple of, man, I'm behind on rent. Can you help me out on rent? They'll give you money. They'll give you money for that car note. They'll give you money to go shopping and get you some clothes. But guess what? That money is what happens once you take their money, because their money is not good money. Once they give you money, they own you now. You're under contract once you take money from narcissistic individuals. It's a contract now. You just gave your soul away once you become financially dependent on a narcissistic individual. Because guess what? The first time you break contract The first time that you decide that you gonna stand up and say, hey, you know what? I ain't gonna do what you say no more. I'm not giving you no more money. Guess what? You fucked. They're gonna take that car back. They're gonna take that money back that they gave you. They're gonna go in their bank accounts. They're gonna withhold your banking. They're gonna withhold your bank accounts. They're gonna withhold your credit. They're gonna withhold basic needs, shopping, transportation, medicine, food, and shelter. They're gonna use all these things against you. They're gonna, okay, well, you know what? Get out of my house. They're gonna take the car away from you. They're going to take them car keys and tell you you can't drive no more. They're going to kick you up out the house. You ever seen the movie Diary of the Mad Black Woman? When Charles threw her ass out his house, that because he was narcissistic, and guess what? All she did was she loved him, but he didn't love her. He told her to get out because he was cheating anyway. And then he had 2 kids with a woman that ended up leaving him anyway. Exactly. You gonna end up like what's her name? What's the woman name of Diary of the Mad Black Woman? If y'all ever seen Diary of the Mad Black Woman, the Madea movie, it's a Tyler Perry movie. Go look up what I'm talking about. It's a scene she gonna get her ass throughout that house because she was what you call a divine feminine woman. He couldn't handle that, so he got rid of her. She didn't even want no money from him. She didn't want no money from him. Her dumb ass signed a prenup. That's how real she was. She signed a prenup because she loved him, but she was blinded. She was blinded by him because she allowed herself to be manipulated and extorted by the things that he gave her because she tried to please him. But guess what? You can't please anybody. You're going to find yourself on a path of destruction by trying to please other people. People pleasers are weak and they get taken advantage of 24/7. Stop being a people pleaser. This is what happens when you decide that you're not going to be anybody's play toy. When you take back what's yours, when you take your power back, they're going to rage. They're going to act like little children. They're going to give me my things back. If you don't want to give me no money, if you don't want to help me, if you don't allow me to control you, I'm taking everything from you. I'm finna break you financially so that you will always be codependent on me because I know for a fact if you become financially successful, if you become independent, I ain't shit without you no more. And you won. This is how they think. So guess what? They're going to try to break you and stop you so that you will never escape them. They will try to prevent you from working or getting that dream job that you always wanted to get. They're going to sabotage the job that you already have, meaning if you already having a good paying job, if you got a car that's in their name, let me tell you something. They're going to deliberately have you late to work. They're going to make you miss work. Because eventually you late to work so many times, and if you keep missing work, you're going to get fired. You're going to get written up. Because 9 times out of 10, you making up lies anyway because you don't want to let the people in the workplace know what you're dealing with because you don't know how they're going to react to it. But guess what? They don't give a fuck anyway, and who cares? These people they're going to do everything in their power to get you fired too, so that you won't have no financial income, so that you won't have no backup source. They don't want you to escape none whatsoever. Anything that involves you financially and that makes you independent, they are going to go after that so that you won't be independent and financially free, because being independent and being financially free means freedom. You can do whatever you want to. You ain't gonna be like, you know what, fuck this. I got my own money. I'm finna buy my own apartment. I'm finna buy my own car. I ain't finna listen to this no more. You can't use nothing against me because I don't need nothing from you because I already done worked my way up to a position to where I don't have to depend on anybody. They hate that shit. So guess what? They gonna try to destroy you so that'll never happen. They want to keep you around for the rest of your life. Misery loves company. Guess what? They're trying to make you miserable because they're miserable. So they're going to try to break you financially. They're going to use money as a form of manipulation to keep you under control. Because independency It's a narcissist's worst nightmare, because they know for a fact that you don't need them, and you will never ever and no longer, you will never ever no longer need them. You're gonna be laughing in their face, and they're gonna be sitting up there doing a great stare. They're gonna be, as soon as they wake up, they just gonna be staring at the wall like this, thinking about how they tried to destroy you, but it didn't happen. So they're gonna have to live with that for the rest of their fucking life. These people are dumb. It's about control with narcissistic individuals. It's about control with these individuals, because let me tell you something. We live on planet Earth. And one of the most powerful resources, unfortunately, is money. Because we need money to provide for ourselves. We need money to live. We need money to eat healthy. We need money to take care of ourselves. And the narcissistic individuals know these things. So guess what? They're going to use these things against you. Anything that makes you a better person, anything that makes you independent, they're going to use that against you, and so that they can make you codependent. These people going to break you. They're going to try to break you no matter what. They're going to go to extreme lengths in order to break you. And breaking a person financially is the ultimate. It's the ultimate extreme length, because it's hard to bounce back from that, and they know it. That is why if you are dealing with a narcissistic individual and they are using money as a way to control you and manipulate your life, it is very important for you to plan your escape in silence. Get money, act broke. You don't let these individuals know your next move. You don't tell them anything about how much income you bringing in. You look, you withdraw and close all bank accounts that you got involved dealing with them, so that they won't be able to check your bank statements. They won't be able to go to the bank behind your back and see how much money you bringing in. Because if you void your accounts and break that contract to where you just want to be independent with your own banking, they will no longer have access to your money. They will no longer be able to check how much money you make. If you start talking to people behind their back and not letting them know, do that. Because that's what you're gonna have to do if you want to escape, and if you want to be independent. If you are dealing with this, and if you're trying to figure out what can you do to escape, I'm telling you, this is what you need to do. You must move in silence. You don't tell them shit. The first time you tell them something, it's over with, because you're gonna become you. There you go with the codependency again. They still sucking you dry, because you keep letting them know everything, because you think that you need them, but you don't need them for nothing. And you don't, then guess what? You don't owe them nothing. There's nothing that they can use against you. Remember, these people are weak. Stay blessed.